Hello. I think I've started this video about 6 times between setting up and the lighting not being good and it clouding over. Now the sun is out, so I want to take advantage of that because otherwise it's very gloomy when there's no sun out and I'm sitting in this room. So I'm just going for it because otherwise I'm going to say the hell with it and not do it. So it's been since March. I think I recorded in March. No, I recorded in January and then February. Anyways, it's been a while. This is episode 43, I believe, and I'm entitling this one, what am I thinking? I can't even talk. I'm titling this one as I'm retired. I retired in mid-June. And even though retirement is supposed to be woohoo, it hasn't been. I don't know what to do with myself. I have all the time in the world, yet I'm not doing anything. And apparently it's a transition. Well, I'm waiting for the transition to be over and I want to do stuff. Anyhow, let's get this show on the road. My name is Sue. You can also find me on Ravelry as CraftyKnitter7. You can find me on Instagram as CraftyKnitter7Reads. Those are the only two places you can find me, pretty much. If you want to email the podcast, it's distantstitches@gmail.com. All the links will be below, and let's get started. So my show notes are over here. I'm going to have to look over because I have nowhere to put them in front of me. So we have a finished object. A finished object? Yes. And I'm reaching because everything's piled on a chair because those of you who podcast, if you know, you know. It's a hodgepodge of a mess. So this, the other socks around here somewhere. I have two, I swear. I swear I have two. So these are socks for hubby. I was making them for myself, but I made them too long, so he gets a really nice pair of green socks. It's a lot greener. Like this is a bright green. At least in my camera view. When I do the editing, it might show up better. I don't know. So these are Comfy Cozy Knits. She does self-striping. She's in Alberta, Canada. I do a 64 stitch and yeah, I knit him these and luckily he got them and I didn't because they didn't fit. So that's the only FO I have. Now, whips. I got whips. Let's start with In Stillness. So I decided to cast this on In Stillness. I'm not sure if that's focusing. There we go. By Alicia Plummer. I was right. And the reason I decided to cast that on is because I went to Twist. And at Twist, I discovered, well, I knew about this dyer, but I hadn't seen them. My friend Leanne met them in Shadiac when there was a yarn festival there. They are called Spun Up. Let me just get a fresh ball here. They are called Spun Up. And they basically recycle garments, I believe, and then dye it up and sell it, obviously. So I knew I was going to get some of this when I was at Twist. And so I got quite a few balls. And I decided to cast on In Stillness. And if I can figure out which is the front. Yeah. So I'm not very far along. This is the front. These are the sleeves. And it's beautiful. And it's going to be so squishy. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, I'm knitting this on 4.5mm needles. Yes, 4.5mm needles. It took a bit to get gauge. And yeah, it's going well. Just, I still have my arm injury, which those of you who know, I injured my arm in January and I'm still having issues with it. So I can't knit for long periods of time. Sorry for the reach, but stuff's got to go on the floor. And then what do we have next? I cast on a shawl. No business casting on anything, but it's my knitting and I'll do what I want. So I cast on the Mildi scarf. by Sandra Karls, who is Sandra Sandrugardur. I hope I pronounced that right. She's in Iceland. Iceland? Yes, she's in Iceland. And I found her on YouTube, and she just published her first pattern. And show you the deets at the bottom there so you can see those. So that's her Instagram feed and her podcast name, I believe. So I cast that on, and I first started it with a single and mohair together. And I thought it would be really great because it would match a hat that I have, but then it was just too fluffy, I guess I want to say. You couldn't see the pattern. So I decided to cast it on again, and that's where I'm at. It's a very simple pattern. It's not a huge shawl. It's supposed to be a little scarf. I'll probably just keep going until I run out of the yarn. I think I have 2 of these, but I'll just use one. And I'm knitting this on, if I can find it, a 4mm, which is a US 6. So I just literally just cast it on. Isn't that the right side? No, that's the wrong side. What am I doing? There, much better. That's the right side. A lot prettier than that. So that is one thing that I'm knitting. I'm gonna have a mess on the floor when I'm done, but I don't care. The next thing I'm knitting, and this is an old whip, but it is in a bag that I got at Twist, redesigned. I think it's project number 39. I had bought just a regular brown one with just a tiny handle here. And then I soon realized that I wanted the big handle, and then there's a strap that goes on it. And then you have this whole compartment here that you can put stuff in. So this has been great because you can go to knit night and it just sits there. Oh, hey, there's the other sock. See? So my ranunculus has been on the needles for a hot minute. And I put it away for a while because I really couldn't knit a lot. Okay, that's the back. So I split for the sleeves a while ago, and it's all bunched up. But isn't that pretty? This is Alicia Yarn, who is local to me. Okay, it wants to just focus on my face. And it is an MCS, it's her Minou MCS, which is merino cashmere silk. Not focusing, and I'm holding that with some suri. So you can see how it's pretty bright, but once it's together, it kind of softens it. So I'm about to do the ribbing. I'm knitting this, I believe it's on a size 6. Yeah, it's a size 6mm. It's going quite well. I'm hoping to do the ribbing and get a little bit of a sleeve done, and then it's done. Then I don't have to worry about that. It'll be ready to wear. Okay. Yeah, let's take a drink. And so I will bring out the Mountain Mist, which I'm knitting out of Rauma, Fivel, I don't know. Bente corrects me every time. I just say Rauma. That way I got the name right. I don't have to worry about it. So it's in a brown, and there's a green and a cream. And I finished the body on this right around when I injured my arm. So for those of you who don't know, in January, I started having major pain here and then excruciating pain right in my elbow and then back here. Don't know what I did, and I've been in physio, and it's getting there. Oh, my screen keeps shutting off. Oh, it's slowly getting better, but I can't knit for long periods of time. And when you're knitting stockinette, you just want to keep knitting. So yeah, there's that. So this is it. So it's a beautiful creamy with a green, a light brown, and then the body is in the dark brown. And so I just need to put sleeves on this baby. And I mean, sleeves are quick, right? I can have it done to wear this winter. And then I'll have 2 sweaters to wear. I need to get it done because you will see in cast on adjacent future plans why I want to have this done. And this is in one of my favorite bags that I got from, is it Darlene, I think, at Bags by Awesome Granny. Those who know me know I love bees. And when this went up in her shop, it had to be mine. It's huge. There's a sweater in here and there's still room. Okay, moving right along. Great. Yes, and then I had cast on some. I think this is the Mother's Day colorway, or is this the Easter colorway? I can't remember. It's Comfy Cozy Knits. It's a tube. I just have to put the heels in, and it's been sitting for a while. There are 2 of them, so I need to get those done. These are for me, and I will measure properly so that they fit me because I want these. And that's it for whips. That's all I can say about whips. Yes. So cast on adjacent because I've got me some cast on-itis and I want to do all the things. Oh, right. Here is, I forgot to say, the Ranunculus is by Midori Hirose and the Mountain Mist. So the Ranunculus, that's the page that you'll see when you download it. And the Mountain Mist is by Tin Can Knits. So that's what that looks like. Oh, my printer's not doing a good job. So one of the new things I want to cast on, and it literally came to me 3 days before Twist. I was talking to my friend Chantal. She had a sweater sample that she was putting up in her shop, and I almost died. I was like, I need that in my life right now. She was making kits, and I'm just trying to see if there's other pictures in here. There is not. But it is the Stripe Hype sweater by Kutova Kika. I'm sure everybody knows who she is. But the palette, it's the palette that really drew me. And it's kind of Canadian. It's kind of reminiscent of the Hudson Bay colors. So let me just try and find a picture. Oof, that's not working. Hello. It's kind of reminiscent of the Hudson Bay colors. It's hard to see in that photo. Did she send? Oh yeah, there. She sent me another one. That's a lot better. You can really see the colors. You can really see the colors in that. So she made kits. Liz and I both bought a kit, and you will see why we bought a kit. Stunning. Like, I don't even know what to say. This is in her Bougie DK, which is 80 merino, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon, and it's called the HBC yellow. And then there's the red, the green, and it's called Minuit, sorry, midnight. And then you have the plain or the main color. So I dropped something. Okay. So yeah, I want to cast that on. So I got a swatch for that. What do you do, right? You just want to do all the things, and I smell fall. I can smell it in the air, and I want all of the things. Okay, so the next thing I want to cast on, my computer keeps going to sleep. I need to figure out how to stop that because the screen just goes black. It's called Mixed Tape, and it is by Wool and Pine, who are Canadian. The picture's not the greatest, but you'll get the gist. It's basically knit sideways using minis. And from what I've heard, each stripe takes between 3 and 6 grams of yarn. That's a scruffy project if I've ever seen one. And I've got me a lot of minis, so I'm pretty sure I can make that happen. So that's got to be cast on. Liz is looking at doing it. My friend Shani is looking at doing it. I got Bente on the fence. She might do it. So I just want to cast that on. But I need to scrounge through the minis and try and figure out kind of a color palette, or do I just like draw as you go haphazard and just go with it? I don't know. So there's that. And then so many things. There's a sweater I want to knit for my husband. I don't want to knit it for Christmas, but I don't think that's going to happen. I can try. The last sweater I made him took 2.5 years. Just saying. And I want to knit the Southwood sweater, which is a pretty plain sweater. I want to knit that out of Arctic Crafts, and it is in her fine merino worsted, 100% Falkland merino in the Lichen colorway. He chose that. I gave him a whole bunch of options, and this is what he chose. And most of you know Bente doesn't dye yarn anymore, so yeah, I swatch. The good thing is he's lost a lot of weight, so I'll knit a smaller size. Yeah, so there's that. And then the last thing I'm casting on, and I think I'm kind of crazy. My daughter's best friend, so the two of them have a joke between them that has to do with cows. I don't know, it started when they were in high school, so it's like it's this whole thing. And she wants me to knit her a cow sweater. And I thought, well, I can easily find a colorwork sweater with a cow motif and I can just do it colorwork. No, no, no. Intarsia. So this girl has to learn intarsia for my daughter's BFF. It does not look fun. It does not look fun, and I must love this girl because, oh my, oh my. So this is the sweater. So the black parts are the intarsia parts. And I've looked at a few videos online to try and figure out how to do it. And yeah, I'm going to have to do it with like little balls going because you have to have the yarn has to be in balls so that when you come to one section, you can start with that next color. And then so say there's white, black, white. You have to have a ball of white, a ball of black, a ball of white, so that when you knit the white, you drop it, you knit the black, you drop it, you knit the white, is how I understand you do it. But I could not find a colorwork pattern. If you can find one, let me know, because I would rather do colorwork than intarsia. This seems crazy, but it is super bulky, so it should go quickly, unless I lose my mind. Could very well happen. Yeah. Yeah, let me just see what's on my show notes. Yep. What is it? I wanted to mention, so that's it for knitting. I wanted to mention a knitting app that I tested, beta tested, I guess is what you call it. It's called Knit for Life, and it's by a lady by the name of Brett. She also has a podcast. She is a physiotherapist and the app is not opening. She's a physiotherapist who has created an app that has all the things a knitter wants in it, but also it has a timer in it that after 20 or 30 minutes, depending on how you set it, it stops you and it gives you stretch options. And there's even links. It's not opening. There's even links to videos within the app that'll take you right to YouTube, or you can watch a podcast within the app while you're knitting. It's got the row counters and all that stuff. So it's called Knit for Life. I will link it below because it doesn't seem to want to open. So maybe here I'll put a screenshot of what it looks like. So her name is Brett, and she's quite lovely. And yeah, she's designed this app, and yeah, it's not working on my phone. But yeah, look it up, try it out. It's free. I think it's going to stay free. I know it's easier to access on Apple iOS, but she does give instructions how to load it onto your tab. Excuse me, I'm drinking Pepsi. How to load it onto your tablet. It's an app, but if you're Android, it's kind of to load it as an app. You have to download it and just put a link on your screen. It's not complicated. It works, but yeah. So there's that. What else? I have decided to get back into sewing. I want to get the sewing machine out, and I've been wanting to make this bag that both my friend Liz and Sarah made. It's called the Oxbow tote. There's a regular and an overnight size. I'm doing the one, uh, I'm doing the small one. So I've got all the pattern pieces cut out. I've got all the fabric cut out for it. So it's just, I found a video to watch because I like to watch tutorials while I sew things. I find I'm very visual, and like showing me stuff on a piece of paper just doesn't do it. I need to see it. I'm very tactile, need to see it, want to like stop, rewind, all that stuff. So that's all cut out. I got some beautiful fabric, and I will be doing that soon. The other thing I want to cast on. You don't cast on in sewing. What do you call that when you start a sewing project? I don't know. The other thing I want to do is called all day Coulottes. I've seen these around, but I saw Sandra from the one who knit words, Sandra Karls. So she made a pair, and I was like, I need those in my life. I have some linen that I bought a few years ago thinking I would make a dress. That hasn't happened. So I figured I'm going to try and make these. So I had the pattern printed at through a fabric store here, like the big A0 sheet, I guess it's called. So I had that printed, and I've cut it out, and now I need to trace it onto, I want to put it on the tracing paper you use for sewing. I think, I'm not sure. So yeah, this is Matchy Sewing Club, and I'm going to be making those. So what else have I been up to? Not a whole lot. Sucks that summer's coming to an end. But yeah, I'm retired, and I need to get into a rhythm. I don't have my rhythm yet, so I find myself sitting watching YouTube a lot and knitting. But then again, every day's Sunday for me, right? Every day's Sunday. Right, Alice? Right? Yes. Yeah. And that's about it. 24 minutes, not bad. I do have a few podcasts I would like to suggest, ones that I watch. Arctic Crafts, which is my bestie in Norway, and it's called The Epilogue Lady. She doesn't, I can't talk today. She doesn't like record every week. She does it like once a month or once every 6 weeks or something like that, just whenever she feels like it. She has no schedule. There is Soxy Nana Alice. Hi, Alice. I'm recording. Are you happy? I hope you're happy. She's been hinting on her second cup diaries that she wants to see me, so here I am. Toby Knits, which is my friend Anne. Knit Sip Happy, which is Nancy, who is in or outside of Moncton, New Brunswick. If you look her up on Ravelry, Nancy Wheeler, she has a lot of really nice sock patterns. And I just tested a cowl for her, which will be coming out mid-September. I don't have permission to show it. I did ask before I would assume that I was allowed to show it. But it's coming out soon, and it's a one loop or a two loop, and it's just genius. Anyway, Stash Down Diaries with Jen. She's in Cape Breton. Spa Knits with Anne, who is over in the UK. Hi, Anne. Yarn Yarns, which is Ange. I love watching her. She's in the UK as well, I'm pretty sure. And then Knit for Life, which is Brett. So, yeah, that's about it. It's been about 3 weeks that I've been trying to do this, and I wrote the show notes 3 weeks ago. And then today I redid them, then chased down all of the projects, then tried to use my new DJI camera to record. That didn't work, so we're going back to laptop and Logitech camera. I will figure out my DJI. I will. Technology is just not me. I got some footage of the garden in the backyard and the pool, and you might see a few pictures of the bunny. Her name is Waffle if you don't know her already. She is the star. She's the diva of the house. And yeah, so I think that's about it. I'm going to sign off for now. If you have any questions, put them below. If you, yeah, ask me whatever. I'll answer in the next podcast if you have questions. Tell me what you're knitting. What's your favorite knit this summer? Did you go on vacation? Where did you go? Where are you watching from? You know, all those usual questions. I'm coming to you from Gatineau, Quebec, which is across the border from Ottawa, Ontario, the capital of Canada. And it would be really cool to find out where you are watching from. That would be cool. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Hello, everybody. Take 3 is going to work, right? Right? Say yes. Please say yes, because this has been a slog. Okay, I think I've started this Hello. I think I've started this I can't even talk.